I make a lot of wrong turns. They come easily. A slight distraction or curiosity, and I'm down a washboard road, rattling my van and teeth, making for a distant landmark. The turns come after full consultation of the maps. I'll study the topography for hours, memorizing mountains and watersheds. I'll glance at the roads as well, but I've traveled enough to know roads of men can't always be trusted. It's better to trust in immovable things. We make our homes in this world as best we can. We scratch at the earth to make a living or to make a difference, and always we have a feeling there's something more, something missing. So we search. We search mountaintops and valleys, deserts and oceans. We hope sunrises and long views through canyons will help us discover who we are or who we still want to be. We also search our own inner landscapes and describe our emotional and spiritual state with topographical language. Love like an ocean, grief like a desert, peace like a river. The language of our hearts reflects the language of creation because in both are fingerprints of God. This book is filled with maps of sacred places to help in the search. The details of each map were gathered from personal travels or from those of close friends. They lead to secret shorelines that will deepen our love for our wives and to rivers where we cast a line with fishing buddies who, through wild trout and campfires, will become enduring friends. These maps lead to distant lakes where in safety we can cry out our hopes and shames and hear mountains echo with assurances that we are not alone. Individually, these maps propose specific adventures throughout the West. They highlight fishing holes and wilderness and the best breweries to help cap the day. Collectively, these roads through the wilderness present the map of a man's heart. While traveling, I'll often veer onto a road that wasn't on my route. This is the beginning of adventure. It's how I've discovered tiny towns and sunsets and secret fishing holes and the Phillipsburg Brewing Company in Montana. It's also how I've gotten myself desperately lost. And since it takes an act of Congress to get me to turn around, I keep going over switchbacks and single-lane roads until either the curiosity is cured or I run out of snacks. Before turning back, I get out and survey the landscape, looking to mountain peaks or rivers or stars for clues. It's always there, deep in the wilderness, with my wife or my kids or my buddies, or alone, where, in desperation for answers or simply curiosity, I am met by God. My hope is these stories and maps will help you with your own adventures and discoveries, that you'll go to the edge of your known world, then a little beyond, and that in lost places, you'll find what it is you're searching for. Travel well. Roger. The Light That Has Always Been. Joshua Tree National Park, California. I live on the western edge of the continent, under the storied shadows of great men, and I wonder if I ever can become one of them. Grandpa rode out of the Oklahoma Dust Bowl on the back of a Harley-Davidson after the Great Depression. His father, my great-grandfather, was driving. To make better time, his father tied Grandpa to his body with a rope so Grandpa could sleep without falling off. Though in oven winds, sleep seldom came. The motorcycle's engine labored as it bled gasoline from the carburetor, acrid air smelling of metal and burnt fuel. The heat rose from volcanic depths of the earth, radiating through an endless strip of tar laid by desperate men working government projects to put meat in the bellies of their children. The wind brought no relief, nor did the night. For days they traveled through sand and bleached-bone deserts, bound to one another and bound to a hope that things would be better in the West. The Harley-Davidson 45 was a working man's bike, within reach of even a Depression-era preacher such as my great-grandfather. The leather seats still smelled of farmyards near where the Harley was built, and the flathead engine was the most dependable design of any bike its age.